Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here for episode number 95. I remembered it. If it's not 95, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure it is. And yeah, we are here the final week of July. We are just under 1 week away from Forbidden Door. So we've got this episode, next episode, and the one after that is Forbidden Door. So the match card will essentially be finalized today. It'll be finalized the next episode when we find out who wins the Eliminator bracket, something that we will recap at the end of each episode as it continues. So we've got two more of those today. The Dynamite main event tonight is CM Punk and Prince Devitt, and the Collision main event is Adam Cole, Bebe taking on Roosh. But we're here in the pre-show, and we haven't got the poor form note from Kenta. Does that mean, hold on, poor momentum, but the form's gone? Oh, okay. 68 is still a bit shit though, not gonna lie, but it might be just because of the match style we put him in. I think we put this as a technical masterclass, which might not be Kenta's strong point. But either way, decent pre-show match. Kenta gets the win against Alex Coughlin in 18 minutes with the combo into a Basaiku knee kick. Lovely. I believe this is our only pre-show match, and we open the show, I think, because my notes are old and I'm hoping they're correct, because they don't look correct. I think we open with a Hikaru Shida title match. We do, and in a decent match, this is the opening match of the show, is Hikaru Shida defeating Paige Van Zant by submission with the full metal muffler. Taking a risk, just, over a week away from Forbidden Door, where she will face Kairi. She puts her title on line and Paige Van Zant answers. But this is defense number 8 of her IWGP Women's Championship. Shida with an 82 and Paige Van Zant with a 49. Do you remember the Paige Van Zant project of last year? Yeah, didn't go down too well, did it? But a 75 opening match for these two, I think is pretty good. I mean, Hikaru Shida's amazing, Paige Van Zant not as much, but it seems to be that as long as there's one good person, they can carry it to a decent little result. Following on from this opening match, we head backstage where Nigel McGuinness is just giving a little bit of advice to Aussie Open. He says, look boys, you've been killing it as of late. You've been on some great winning streaks. You've had some awesome matches, and you're a valuable member of the AEW company and tag team division. So I just want to give you a bit of advice. And they're like, sure, what is it? Nigel just goes, stay away from Christian. He's bad news. Focus on yourselves and just keep doing what you're doing. Okay? Best of luck in your match tonight. So Nigel McGuinness telling Carl Fletcher and Mark Davis just to steer clear of Christian. So I'm assuming they're going to listen, because they probably would have signed by now, who knows. But yeah, they are in action tonight. Aussie Open, they're facing the team of ELP and ELG. That is El Fantasmo and El Generico, which should be a really fun kind of, not co-main event, but it's just before our main event. After this though, Nick Jackson has demanded another match against someone in the light heavyweight division, and it is Titan. And obviously, Nick Jackson, an 86. Nick Jackson gets the win. He defeats Titan in 13 minutes with the 450 splash, a super kick into 450. Titan's got a hot new move. Nick Jackson's got a hot new move. Nick with a 91. Oh my goodness. And Titan with a 71. Yeah, really good match here, an 86. And post-match, Nick Jackson looks like he's about to go grab the mic again and call out a certain individual. But before he does, Bryan Danielson's music hits and he comes out onto the ramp to say, Nick, we've done it. We've got you your title match. I've spoken to Tony. We've been looking at your performances the last few weeks, and you have earned yourself a title match. And Nick's like, yes, finally, come on. And he's like, Forbidden Door? And Brian's like, Forbidden Door. It will be me, Bryan Danielson, the AEW World Light Heavyweight Champion, taking on you, Nick Jackson, and Nick's like, and Kushida from New Japan Pro Wrestling in a 3-way match. And obviously Nick Jackson's down like, what? He's like kicking the bottom rope. He's like, come on, a 3-way? And Brian's like, hey, don't shoot the messenger. I'll see you in just over a week. And Brian just walks out kind of laughing to himself because, you know, Jackson's got the match, but not a singles one that he wanted. But yeah, Kushida not at Forbidden Door, Kushida from New Japan Pro Wrestling. I've been looking at the junior heavyweights in New Japan. He seems to be the one that's getting the best match results, as long as quite a lot of wins. So why not? Kushida has been chosen and will be in a 3-way for the AEW World Light Heavyweight Championship. So that is a match confirmed for Forbidden Door. Lovely little 97 segment as well, you know, can't say no to that. Following on from this, though, we've got Drew Galloway in some singles action, because why not? We haven't seen him in singles action in a while, and he's taking on Luchasaurus. And in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Drew Galloway, of course, gets the win. This is a very simple cut-and-paste match, a big brawly men taking each other out. Christian Cage was at ringside because, you know, Luchasaurus is still his one and only client. But Drew Galloway gets the win. 92 performance from him, an 81 overall, a 60 from Luchasaurus. You know, it's Luchasaurus. He's just jobbing whenever he's here. But yeah, Christian's at ringside did some good work, although he was a little bit distracted because, you know, he was like texting, or we assume he was texting Aussie Open, you know, trying to get hold of them. And before the match had even finished, Christian had already left Luchasaurus behind to head backstage to try and find Aussie Open. After this, though, I'm not too sure why I put this in, but AJ Mendez and Saraya have cut a promo on Bullet Club Gold, you know, talking about being dominant women, you know, leading the women's revolution back in day, and being the perfect people to be the first women in Bullet Club Gold. Yeah, I just, you know, haven't really used them much in a while. I needed to fill 5 minutes on the show. So, yeah, a little bit of a self-promo. We'll get them in a match soon. But, yeah, just a little video while Luchasaurus is dragged out. I don't know. But we go backstage now, where we see Prince Devitt stretching, preparing himself for the main event. And CM Punk just wanders into view and just offers a hand to Prince Devitt. Just says, hey, best of luck tonight. May the best man win. And Prince Devitt's like, okay, sure. Best of luck to you too. So yeah, just a little awkward exchange here. CM Punk clearly, you know, scheming or something. And Prince Devitt obviously knows that something's up. He's like, a bit strange. But they have been pally-pally recently. You know, they did team up the other day. And they won, I believe, if I remember correctly. And they did have that very thorough discussion on the history of Bullet Club. Obviously, Prince Devitt being the guy that created Bullet Club, and CM Punk, the current Bullet Club Gold leader. So yeah, I think there's some kind of respect or friendship here. But that obviously is thrown out the window in tonight's main event. But before we go to that main event, we have that Aussie Open match. And an 86. Wow, we're having some great matches tonight. In a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. It is Aussie Open, of course, that get the win without Christian Cage. When they defeat El Generico and El Fantasma, ELP and ELG, in just under 20 minutes with the Tombstone Piledriver. Phantasmo's the weak link, fair enough. He always was going to be. But yeah, Davis and Fletcher, high 80s, like, you love to see it. All this crazy chemistry got the crowd buzzing. 86. I mean, the crowd is now buzzing and we're heading into the main event, which is the second round of the Dynamite Title Eliminator. CM Punk losing, I believe it was, last week. I'm just going to scroll back and check. Yep. CM Punk lost to Will Ospreay, meaning that Ospreay is ahead on 2 points. So this is a must-win for CM Punk tonight as he faces Prince Devitt. So let's not waste any time. Let's go straight in and see what happens. An 88. Oh, look at them upping it up. Oh, in a bout that had superb wrestling. My favourite word. and great heat. CM Punk gets the win in 24 minutes with the go to sleep. During the match though, Chris Bay did get involved and attacked Prince Devitt while the referee was distracted by CM Punk. So not the cleanest of victories, but a victory nonetheless. So whatever friendship or respect they had, I'm sure Prince Devitt no longer has it, let's be honest. So Prince Devitt now has a lot to do. He needs to beat Will Ospreay to even be considered for Forbidden Door. But at the moment, it is CM Punk on 2 points and Ospreay on 2 points. So basically, all Ospreay has to do is win or draw, and he is heading to Forbidden Door. That rhymed. I love that. But yeah, CM Punk with a 90, Devitt with an 85. That's a really good performance from Devitt. He usually floats around the high 70s. And yeah, love that. They've got good chemistry as well. That's probably why. And an 88 overall. So let's finish the show and see how we did. An 88 makes sense. You know, main event was an 88. Yeah, 3 really good matches here. Actually, they're all good matches. A 75 of Paige Van Zandt's great. This was awesome. This was great. These two were awesome. Yeah, you know, can't complain. Feels like quite a short card, but we've got more matches than we normally do. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Normally, I'm averaging 4. So, what are you going to do? But we are continuing that build to Forbidden Door, as we can see here, confirmed Bryan, Nick Jackson and Kushida for the World Light Heavyweight Championship, and CM Punk has maybe taken one step closer to his Forbidden Door place as well. We'll have to wait and see. But Collision is up next. Let's not waste any time, because I'm very excited to see what happens between Adam Cole and Roosh as they main event the show, and Hangman Adam Page is back to explain his actions. So we are all, I hope, looking forward to hearing from him. I'll see you guys in a sec. Okay, and here we are. No pre-show at Collision, because we know what we're doing when it comes to booking. We open with a big old match. It is the Combat Club, the full Combat Club. John Moxley, Zack Sabre Jr., Wheeler Yuta and Shane Haste taking on the kind of makeshift team of the Acclaimed and High Five as the Combat Club warm up for their match at Forbidden Door against Just 5 Guys. And yeah, they get the win, obviously. Wheeler Yuta makes Action Andretti, or as he's known by now in our save, Andretti, with the Yuta lock, an 82 overall. Just running through the numbers here, Zack Sabre Jr., John Moxley, miles ahead of everyone else. Wheeler with a 69, Shane Haste with a 69. And yeah, just this side are just here to job, to be honest. Looking here, groundswell of public support from these two guys. Nice. John Moxley shone, of course he did. Former world champion. He's got a chip on his shoulder after losing his world title. So yeah, he's definitely going to want to just get this match over and done with at Forbidden Door, so that he can, you know, focus on Brock, because Brock is who he's looking to really, you know, fuck. But yeah, nice opener, super fun. Nice to see the full Combat Club back together again. But following on from this, though, we head backstage, and Demi Bennett has requested with Nigel McGuinness that Mia Yim is offered a title match. She's a fighting champion. Mia Yim deserves an opportunity. Book it now, Nigel. And Nigel's like, I can't book it. She's like, ring Tony and book it now. And he's like, all right, okay. So he rings up Tony, and TK's, you know, on the phone, and Nigel goes, oh, okay. Tony says the match is booked for next week. So next week on Collision, we will get Demi Bennett versus Mia Yim for the AEW Women's World Title, and a 100 rated segment, even with an underperformance from Nigel McGuinness. So, wow. Speaking of women's title matches, though, Rebecca Knox is in the ring as she's looking to defend her belt against Riho. And in a pretty good match, good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Rebecca Knox defeats Riho in just under 15 minutes with the Exploder Suplex, making defense number 2 of her AEW Women's International title. An 82 from Rebecca Knox, a 75 overall, Riho with a 64, and it got the crowd buzzing. Hell yeah. And post-match, while Rebecca Knox is celebrating, Toni Storm comes out and politely requests that she is next in line for that title. And Rebecca Knox is just like shrugging. She's like, not my call, babe, not my call. So Toni Storm is just like, what can I do to earn that opportunity. And she's like, I've got it. And then she just runs off backstage. So Toni Storm's got a plan to get herself in the title scene for the International Championship. So we'll have to wait and see what she does and how she, just keeps staying in title pictures. I mean, she's clearly good at it because she's had 4 women's matches back to back to back to back. So I'm sure she can get herself in the international title picture. After this, though, we have got Kenny Omega in action. He's taking on Buddy Matthews, and ringside to watch on is Keith Lee. So let's see what goes down in this match. Keith has been instructed by Tony Khan and Nigel to not get involved, as it can jeopardize his position in the match at Forbidden Door. So he's just ringside. He's not in wrestling gear, just vibing, staring down Kenny Omega. And an 87. I mean, it's Kenny Omega. What do you expect? In a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Kenny Omega gets the win with a V-trigger in just under 23 minutes. Keith Lee, as we can see here, is ringside watching on, as every now and then Kenny Omega is just staring down Keith Lee. In post-match, there's a bit of a stare down. Keith Lee does a lap around the edge of the ring before leaving up the ramp, with Kenny just, soaking in the win, ready to take on Keith in literally just over a week's time. Very exciting. Following on from this, though, we head backstage where Renee is speaking to Roosh and Jose, the assistant. Roosh, of course, is in the main event tonight against Adam Cole, Bebe. And Roosh just finds Adam Cole's inclusion laughable. He says this man was sent down to Ring of Honor because he was not good enough. And now he appears and believes he's good enough. I don't see a change in this man. All I see is the easiest obstacle to overcome to make sure that I am the next AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And Jose, the assistant, backs up everything that Roosh is saying. And they're looking forward to winning convincingly tonight. So, very confident in La Faction side that Adam Cole is going to be, a piece of cake. So we will have to wait and see what happens. Roosh, of course, needs this win because he lost against Pac last week. So, Roosh definitely needs to get a win under his belt. After this, though, the Best Broskies have an announcement. MJF, Matt Cardona, and Steph DeLanda are announcing that in the spirit of AEW New Japan Forbidden Door, they figured that they will set a challenge to whoever the IWGP Tag Team Champions are, because, Best Broskies are the best tag team in the world. So whatever scrubs are over in Japan wrestling in sumo halls, if they want to come over, we'll pay for your flights, don't worry. We'll come over and, we'll handle you in the ring and show you what real professional wrestling is. MJF, Matt Cardona, very confident and cocky in this promo. And Nigel McGuinness just kind of wanders into frame and says, lads, great idea. We will get this booked. I was kind of thinking of doing something like this anyway. But just wondering, do you know who the IWGP World Tag Team Champions are right now? And MJF is like, no, like it matters. It's New Japan. They're a bunch of scrubs, And Matt Cardona is like, yeah, I've been to Japan. Nothing special. I wouldn't worry about it. And Nigel's like, okay, well, let me just show you anyway who the current IWGP Tag Champions are. And walking into frame is Katsuyori Shibata and Hiroki Goto, 2 very dangerous men and lethal strikers, to which MJF is still like, okay, trying to be a little bit obnoxious. And Matt Cardona has kind of realised now, holy shit, these guys aren't a joke. And Steph DeLander's like, oh, this is going to be fun. Nigel just says, yep, meet your opponents for Forbidden Door. And MJF is just like, cool, see you guys then, and just walks off. And Matt Cardona's like, oh no, I think we might have made a mistake. So that match is now booked. It will be the Best Broskies, MJF and Matt Cardona, taking on Shibata and Goto. Goto, I'm a massive fan of. I just want to throw that out there now. Just do a little side story. I think Hiroki Goto is one of the coolest wrestlers to have ever existed. I don't know why. I've just always loved him. And it saddens me that he's never had the world title. So if I ever do a New Japan save, which I'm kind of thinking about it, I'm not going to lie, I'm thinking about doing one, there's a chance that I push Hiroki Goto just for my own selfish, desires. But yeah, back to this. This match is set in stone for New Japan and AEW presents Forbidden Door. So I think that might be all the matches. Let me just double check the list. Could do this at the end, but I'm doing it now. Okay, so we've got the finals of the World Title Eliminator. We've got the IWGP versus Stardom match. We've got Okada's Open Challenge. Yep, we've got Best Broski's, Goto and Shibata. We've got the three-way light heavyweight, TCC and Shota Umino versus Just Five Guys, and Kenny Omega, Keith Lee. Yeah, that I believe is the card confirmed. You're welcome. But heading back into the world of Collision, we've got a return of a very naughty boy. Hangman Adam Page is here to explain his actions in an all 99 rated segment. And he comes down to the ring. People are booing him. He's got a much darker persona now, now that he is, of course, heel. And he just says that he feels like he was a ticking time bomb with Bandido. He, at first, had a lot of respect and a lot of love for Bandido because Bandido was one of the reasons why Hangman managed to get an opportunity to become the world champion. But becoming world champion in Hangman's eyes was inevitable. And Bandido was just there for the ride. And then Bandido became a tag team partner, which Hangman admits to using and carrying all the way through to becoming tag team champions. And he just said, I was tired of carrying a dead weight. I was tired of, being a star that isn't being recognized as a star. I mean, I'm one of the biggest names in this company and I'm languishing in the tag team division. And I'm having to wrestle with a man that wears a mask and calls himself Bandido. I mean, no disrespect to lucha wrestling and masked wrestlers, but it's stupid. I know, he's getting some real heel heat here. And he says, and then I snapped. What else can I say? You guys saw it. I beat the living shit out of Bandido. And if he was here right now, I'd do it again. And if I'm being completely honest, I hope he doesn't recover and I hope he doesn't return to AEW. Because if he does, I'll do it again. Because Hangman Adam Page needs no friends. Hangman Adam Page needs no amigos. Because Hangman Adam Page is one of the greatest wrestlers of this generation, and if I'm going to be a star, I'm going to have to do it alone. And while he's saying all of this, Alex Abrahantes comes down and just says, you have no respect for luchadors, you have no respect for Mexican wrestling, you should be taught a lesson. You use moves that were created by some of the greatest luchadors of all time. You've partnered in the past with some of the greatest luchadors of all time. Wrestling today, Hangman Adam Page today wouldn't be who he is if it wasn't for elements of lucha libre. Because you are what's wrong with this. You are the bad guy, you are the villain, and you are the one that should have been beaten down 2 weeks ago. And everyone's like, holy shit, Alex Abrahantes has got some balls on him. And Hangman Adam Page just says, you know what? I know you've got a fetish for the masked men, Alex. So I'll let you off with a warning. Leave the ring now, and we'll forget this ever happened. And Alex Abrahantes goes to leave the ring, and then he's like, you know what? No. And he turns back around. As he turns back around, he just gets taken out by Hangman Adam Page. And Hangman Adam Page just starts beating the life out of Alex Abrahantes. Security have to come down, but before they do, Hangman manages to hit off a buckshot lariat and just completely decimate Abrahantes, ripping his shirt and just kind of leaving him a mess in the ring. As security come up and Hangman's like, hey, I'm done. I've done what I wanted to do. And just leaves the ring through a chorus of boos in the crowd. But yeah, Hangman Adam Page is a nasty piece of work right now and has a thing against, quite possibly, masked wrestlers. Who knows? But it's definitely against Bandido, and hopefully Bandido can make a speedy recovery and we see him very soon. But he is still nursing a few injuries that were caused by his former tag team partner. But it is now time for the main event. We have got Adam Cole, Bebe, taking on Rush from La Faction. Rush kind of needs this win. It's his last match in the tournament. So that will do wonders for him. Adam Cole still has 2 matches, including this one. So a win here can just propel him further in his match against Pac next week. But let's not waste any more time. Let's take a look and see who gets those 2 points, or 1 point each. Could be a draw. 81, it's fine. In a battle that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Rush gets the win. He defeats Adam Cole with the La Lanza. Part of the Collision World Title Eliminator Tournament. Cole with a 68. Maybe we should have left him in Ring of Honor, guys. But Rush with a lovely little 86. Rush gets those 2 points, and Adam Cole, Bebe, unfortunately gets none. So let's finish the show now and see how we did. 87 overall. I mean, I'll take it. Some really good matches here. Rebecca Knox and Riho did really well for 75. Kenny and Buddy killing it. Combat Club building that momentum ahead of their match with just 5 guys. A slew of great segments here, and then a pretty decent main event too, with Rush getting the win over Adam Cole. But yeah, let's not forget the match that has been set. The Best Broskis taking on Katsuyori Shibata and Hiroki Goto at Forbidden Door. And let's just quickly pop up the screen that shows our World Title Eliminator brackets. You can see here Ospreay and Punk with 1 win each, leaving them on 2 points. Rush and Pac with a win each, leaving them both on 2 points. So the final deciding matches are Will Ospreay taking on Prince Devitt, which will open Dynamite next week. And on Collision it will be Adam Cole and Pac, which again will open Collision next week. So we will find out early on who will be heading to Forbidden Door to face each other for a world title match against Hook. That will take place before AEW All Out. So not much else to say. We could get a 3-way draw. You never know. If Prince Devitt gets the win and Adam Cole gets the win, it's 2-2-2. Everyone has a win against everyone. So who knows? But we will have to wait until the next episode to find out. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, do it all. And I will see each and every one of you in the next one.